Like if people want to track me as a reader, it would be like, you know, who's got the biggest dick in Hollywood? Yeah. Liam Neeson. You know, that kind of shit you hear. You're like, really, Liam Neeson?
Someone's on a semen diet.
I would read that in a heartbeat. I'd be like, who's eating cum, and does it work? You know, because I'd be.
Would you?
If I could lose weight, if somebody was like, it's a guaranteed way to lose weight, you eat the sperm, and the sperm just like eats the food that's in your stomach, and therefore it's like having a tapeworm of sorts. I would fucking be eating so much cock. I think I'd get a pass from my wife. I'd be like, look, I'm sure she'd be like, look, why don't you eat your own cum? Must you eat somebody else's dick for it? But I'd be like, whatever. I need more than, you know, because I would only be able to generate so much cum in a day.
Yeah.
So I'd need to.
You could ask some friends as opposed to like immediately fucking like putting a dick in your mouth.
Let me eat your dick.
Yeah.
That's true. I could be like, everyone jerk off into a cup and let me bukkake that shit.
I'd pitch in.
I'd appreciate that. That'd be weird though.
But I wouldn't. I would pitch in, but like on my own. I wouldn't.
You wouldn't stand around a bunch of dudes circle jerking into a cup
cookie.
For me. No, I would say that you could probably. Well, first off, how much cum would it take in order to eat?
I don't know. I mean,
like, let's say I eat a whole pizza.
Okay.
How much cum would I have to eat in this science fictional world where sperm can eat
ultimate.
the contents of your stomach before you digest it
while nurturing your body,
yes.
so you feel so you know
you're pulling the nutrients, but you're not storing the fat. Your body's not storing the sugars.
It's actually eating the existing fat.
And for some reason, you're not digesting the semen or the sperms. They just swim out your system and poop and shit like that.
How much would you have to do?
Glorious world that would
Well, how much? How much do you? How many of those shakes? Like,
drink 5 to 6 of those shakes a day. They're 180 a pop, 180 calories.
But the actual
shake is
size
a liberal term to use. It's basically like drinking a little yoo-hoo. Which is good because it tastes.
What if you had to drink 5 of those?
5 cartons? You know how much cum that would take? Like, everyone I know, every dude I know, and know well enough, not like, hey, I met George Clooney once, but every dude I know.
It would be a hard time to.
You wouldn't fill one.
Okay, 3. Well, here's the other side of it. In the science fiction world.
Bank account.
Well, it's like, you know, like, let's say you and I discovered this today. It's just like, are you kidding me?
How did we discover it? That's the backstory is more interesting than the actual fucking loss of weight. To be like, how'd you guys figure out?
At a giant press conference, they're like, how'd you guys figure this out? We're like, you know, it's eating each other's cum.
Well, that's the thing. Do we tell? Do we have a press conference? Or do we keep it to ourselves, market it, don't tell people what's inside it?
And people don't... Oh, where you just call it like...
Go holistic. Like,
super...
You don't have to go in front of the FDA
yeah.
with a holistic type drug or with a organic drug, you know, like echinacea and shit like that.
Well, you still have to, like, provide information.
The content?
Yeah.
Well, we would just say all natural.
All natural.
But do we bother telling the world, or we just be like, "Fuck it, let's take advantage of this"? Start jerking off and selling it.
If the results were fucking amazing, then I don't think you'd have to. Then you could tell people. But if you know, and I guess we're talking about amazing results, but you'd still have it eliminate part of your male market. You know,
you tell me, look, I'm a fat man, and you know I fancy myself a lover of women. I'm not so much.
I'm not saying...
I'm not... I was amused by my own head bob on that. You couldn't see it because we were talking. But anyway, I would not be put off by the notion of, like, you're just drinking male cum. Just to make it very clear for everybody. Because, you know, there's some dudes who want to dupe themselves like, well, just this cum. Could be a chick's cum. And, you know...
Or a small man's cum.
Yeah, male cum. Large male cum.
I think that, but you have to admit, it's just like we live in a society where certain people would be, I think certain people would not.
Conservatives and whatnot.
Yeah. Because,
like, that could be a baby.
Yeah. Like, what about, there you go. The religious right is just like.
I appreciate their position and whatnot. Actually, I don't appreciate it. I respect that they have their position, but not every fucking sperm becomes a kid. And you tell me all these people have never jerked off in their lives or never had sex just simply to enjoy it. It's always sex for procreation. Every time George Bush has had sex with his wife, it's just been to make a kid. They've only had, sex twice then? No, of course, they enjoy having sex. And sometimes the sperm just doesn't do what it's supposed to.
Think about
doesn't go anywhere. Why not go in my belly, make me thin?
And think about the economic benefit of just like, think of how many people are qualified. I mean, it is a male slanted job.
Yeah.
But like, think of all the guys in the world that literally are just like, you don't have to go to college.
You could be homeless. Dude.
By 13.
I could roll up to a homeless dude and be like, I'll give you $10 to jerk off in this cup. And, you might want to test it.
Or you could be a little more selective.
I know, but $10 is a steal, man. Think about it. I bet you it would have an effect on the population, though, as well. Like, over 10 years. So much cum would be going into fat people's stomachs.
Like, guys would be like, I'm not going to fucking leave that. This is worth money.
This is liquid gold. White gold. Pearly white gold. All mixture of metaphors. I would do it in a heartbeat, and I wouldn't think twice about it. But then I would level the playing field, right? All of a sudden the world would be full of thin people. Thin cum eaters. When a shark kills you and eats you, it is doing so simply to fucking feed. It's not personal. It's not like them going, I want this dude's fucking swim trunks. They just want to eat. And it's just like it suddenly thrusts you into the midst of the food chain, which is something that we've enjoyed being at the top of for a long time, eons now. And to be thrust into the midst of the food chain where something is eating you, I think that's like the ultimate indignity and death, which to me, like chickens, are just a humiliated species because they just live to be eaten at this point.
Yeah.
They eat their young, they'll eat the eggs, and then they eat the fucking chicken too. You get eaten by a shark, like the thing, there's this one DVD I was watching, like Anatomy of a Shark Attack, and they showed footage of this fucking broad who was on a boat, and I don't know whether she went swimming or fell off the boat or whatever, and there are 3 boats situated. There's a little rowboat, there's a boat, like not a yacht, but like, boat you can hold a few people on that she was working on, and then there's some other boat where some dude's shooting video footage from it. Always some motherfucker handy with a camera these days. She's in the water, and you see this fucking shadow under her, like before the attack. Like the dude, I guess, was just videotaping his broad in the water. Maybe she was pretty broad, and he just wanted to shoot some broad swimming, whatever. You see this fucking thing come up from under her, and immediately you're like, oh my God, that's fucked up. It's huge. And you see the outline of its mouth going around her in this way of like, if she's kind of vertical in the water, this thing is traveling at her horizontally with mouth wide open, and boom, she gets fucking pulled under, right on camera. And then she pops back up because the shark attacks by hitting you once, debilitating you, letting you bleed out, hopefully, and then coming back for more. Because sharks, smart, they don't want to get hit, they don't want to get beat, whatever.
Yeah.
So make you bleed out, and then they come back and eat the shit out of you. So this chick bobs back up, she gets pulled down, bobs back up, she's screaming, and like it's horrible, like, oh my God, why won't someone help her? And a little rowboat is there, and the dudes stick an oar out to her, and she grabs onto it, and 3 dudes are trying to pull her out of the water and get to her arm, because she's further back away from the boat. Then this fucking thing, the shark, grabs her and pulls her again, and it becomes a tug of war between the people in the boat and the chick and the shark in the water, and with this chick as the ultimate prize. And finally, she goes back under, and then they pull her back onto the boat. And in the process of this, the shark got her leg from the hip down, and she's sitting in there talking about it on the interview about how horrifying it was and shit like that. And you're just like, I can't believe somebody lived through this. Somebody like got bitten by something else, like to the point where they lost an appendage. But I think as a shark attack victim, and this is what bugs me about it, and this is why I don't go in the ocean, the indignity is that they took your leg, ate it, and shit it out like a couple hours later. They just literally pooped it out. Something that you could have used for the rest of your life. Something you were attached to, not only physically, but psychologically, emotionally. Something that was a part of your being. They fucking took it, ate it, and then just literally shit it out later on. It didn't mean 2 shits it meant 1 shit to him. Maybe 2 if it was a big leg like mine.
So for you, it's like if a jealous boyfriend had cut off her leg, it would be better on some level.
I mean, I guess, but then you'd be like, well, why did you do that? What a weird fucking sense of why the leg? And he's like, I don't know, because she liked that leg more than the other. I don't know. That would fall into the kind of insane thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, why the leg? Generally, those people don't
Well, I'm just trying to make it apples and apples.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, there's nothing really akin to getting eaten by something else. Or not even like this thing ate her and took her life, like, although it would have given the chance, but it ate her fucking leg, and she's got to walk around on one leg for the rest of her life, knowing that, like, that other leg, which, you know, was a part of her, and had been a part of her since birth, and she walked around on it and shit like that, and dudes maybe admired it, some chicks maybe admired it, helped her get around and shit. Went into something, which then just literally shit it out as poop later on. Not even like, you know, he shit out the whole leg, they could find it, reattach it, if they could ever find the leg. It turned into fucking shark turd. Was processed. The shark took the nutrients from her fucking leg and then just shit it out in the ocean somewhere.
So some other way to... See, I would rather have my leg bit off by a shark than to have it removed by
some
a violent crime.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, too. No, you know what? I wouldn't agree with that.
I hope not. You've just gone on for 10 minutes.
No, I really know. I got to
back
up. I generally, I tend to agree with you, but on that, I can't agree. I